My name is Emma Bergeron, and my partners Sophia Squish, Jessica Foley, Stephanie Scroto, and Rachel Cameron have decided for our final project to create a consulting firm entitled Professional Growth, Inc. We are an HR consulting firm that puts participants through a vigorous 3-session weekly training in order to foster professional confidence and skills to create career-driven professionals and potentially find them their dream job, or at least give them the tools to find one of their own. Our target audience is college students near graduation who are looking to be competitive in today's cutthroat workplace. Our 3 2-hour-long sessions will take individuals step by step how to get a job they actually want. This opportunity is perfect for those who are uncertain or apprehensive about their ability to successfully acquire a job.
So what is an active training program? An active training program is a two-way interactive learning process with continual feedback to achieve the purpose of a training goal. At Professional Growth HR, we strive on being different and really giving our participants valuable, interactive, and hands-on training sessions. We have the confidence going into each of our sessions, and our participants will have confidence in themselves coming out of them.
Each individual session has its own learning objective. Firstly, after session 1, participants will be able to construct their own LinkedIn, resume, and cover letter. After the second session, participants will develop their professional confidence with interviews by participating in mock interviews and simulations. And finally, after the third session, participants will be able to make use of Recruited Duke, Glassdoor, Indeed, and LinkedIn to begin their search and apply for their dream jobs. We chose these 3 objectives because they will be easily measurable and attainable through our evaluation at the end of our training program. For relevance sake, we will assume that our firm is taking place just outside of Harrisonburg. Now, let's get started. In Session 1, we strive to teach our participants how to successfully create a LinkedIn page and a normal resume. This will consist of a 2-part, 1-hour each mini session dedicated to each profile. LinkedIn is a social networking site that is oriented towards professional employees looking to connect with potential employers. So essentially, LinkedIn is an online resume that automatically connects you with employees, making it that much easier to find one's dream job. We will teach our participants how to create a unique LinkedIn profile that goes beyond just a regular resume. We will teach them how to add relevant links to their profile, how to include photos of their accomplishments, and how to successfully navigate and network on the site. It is possible, though, that because our participants will be mainly young adults, they will not be well versed on how to create an old-fashioned resume. We will show our participants how to choose the correct format based off what they are applying for. Then we will show them how to write a clear objective summary statement, as well as demonstrate to them how to display their work experience, job history, and reference section. Once we cover all of those basics, we will teach them how to jazz up their resumes with things like using buzzwords for the current field they are applying to be in, and also how to use a modern and professional layout. We hope these 2 lectures will bounce off of each other and give our participants real insight into how to market themselves and make a good first impression on their potential employers. The following week, our participants will join back together to learn how their own personal strengths and weaknesses in regards to interviewing and be taught helpful tips to nail all their interviews in the future. Firstly, participants will sit through a 30-minute lecture which will give them a crash course in everything regarding an interview. The big do's and don'ts will be covered. We will encourage our participants to dress the part, to use the correct mannerisms such as good eye contact and a firm handshake, but we will also warn them of what not to do. Some examples of this are to not arrive late, to not act like a know-it-all, and to remember to turn their phone off prior to the interview. Once we feel our participants are prepared, we will send them off to our interactive computer software program called Interview Stream. This application simulates questions that employers would typically ask and actually respond back to the person using it. Simultaneously, we will have participants rotating through with one of our firm's HR professionals to take part in a mock interview. We will have another worker that takes notes on the interview, and within a few days, each participant will receive a document via email explaining their strengths and weaknesses during the mock interview. Our hopes is that with this session, our participants will learn specifically professional confidence and how to feel prepared for any type of interview they are thrown into. In Session 3, participants will learn how to begin their job search and how to apply for their dream job. Throughout this 2-hour session, participants will sit through a 45-minute lecture where they will learn about the resources in which they will use to search and apply for jobs that interest them. The resources that they will be using are Glassdoor, Indeed, Recruiter Duke, and LinkedIn. By using these resources, participants will be exposed to a plethora of information. Glassdoor is an extremely helpful resource in which former and current employees go back and anonymously review the companies they have worked for or still work for, as well as their management. This gives you insight on what working for a certain company is really like, their salaries, the interview process, and current job openings. Indeed, on the other hand, is essentially an employment-related search engine that makes finding jobs incredibly easy. You are able to narrow down your results by location, keyword, job type, and education level. Recruiter Duke is a JMU-specific employment site that connects JMU students and alumni to employers that are specifically interested in hiring JMU students and graduates. Recruiter Duke is a great place to start as it is much more narrowed down than the big search engines like Indeed. After teaching our participants how to effectively use these sites, we will put their work on their resume, their LinkedIn page, and their interview skills to the test. We will ask them to submit their resumes to at least one place that they have found through one of the resources provided to them during this session. The purpose of this is to get our newly educated participants feeling confident and to get the ball rolling for them all to be proactive in pursuing a career after this training program. Finally, we will add all of our participants to a Facebook page where they can all keep in touch after this program has ended. The participants have created a network among themselves and should use it just as our firm has taught them to. After the 3 training sessions are over, we want to check in on all of our participants and see where they are at now. 6 months after our participants complete our program, they will be asked to come back into our office and fill out a survey. Our reasoning for this is that the survey will help our firm gauge what we did well and what we need to work on in our next program. After they complete the survey, they will be asked to meet with one of our consultants to go over their results. Some things that the consultants will be going over with them is an overall evaluation of our program, if they would change anything about our training program, and their experience in finding a job after this program was over. Finally, we will ask our consultants to read the 3 objectives that we stated earlier in this presentation and have our participants vote on a Likert scale to see if they believe that we have met our objectives overall. In the end, all that matters is our participants, and we will strive to have 100% of our participants coming out of our program feeling satisfied and confident in their ability to speak at an interview, create a resume and LinkedIn profile, and exude professional confidence.
Throughout this project, my partners and I have discovered how to effectively build a training program and how to implement it through sessions, and how to best teach human resources information and how to work towards a common goal together as one unit.